Okay, time to make another video. Why not? I got nothing better to do on a cold winter day right before March. So, let's tackle a 3133. Looks like we have a Sturmansky here. It's already out of the case. This was the one that does not have the internal bezel. So what? We don't care. It's a 3133. I was tinkering, kicking around which one would I want to do because I have quite a few, but none of them really need servicing. And I thought, why not take this one? Because it's probably the oldest and cheapest one I have. I paid 35 bucks for this. Some dude had it on eBay with a horrendous photo, grainy, pixelated. It looked really bad, and I think he had a buy it now price of $35. So I figured, why not? Let's see what happens. Okay, we're taking the Chrono Eye hands off. I don't know if this one's going to work. Some of these are real close to the case, and sometimes the hand remover doesn't always work. And from what I'm told, a lot of times they get stuck on there and the arbor stays connected to the shaft. And I don't know if this is what happened just now or if that's the way that's supposed to be. I don't think so. I think we have a shaft on there, or some type of arbor. Let's get a tight shot on that. Yeah, so we got to get that arbor off and then press it back into our chrono hand. It looks like everything else is going to come off pretty much the same way. This will be my first 3133. The only thing I've ever done with them is the repair on the click a few days back. Okay, come on. Trying to get my paper under it. Can't even do that. Pretty standard operation here, taking hands off. These are rather tight. I'm surprised at how tight they can be. Now that could be from age, from sitting. It's probably a good idea that I take some of these apart, even though they run good, just to get things loosened up and maybe not press them on as tightly, or if I do the work, put them back on with a little lubrication so they come out a little bit easier. Yeah, we're gonna have to figure out a way to get that bugger off of there before we could even get that. Shaft won't come out with that on there. So have it in my holder. It's a pretty thick movement when you have everything stacked up. This is obviously Russian, not Soviet, but I'm sure everybody knows that by now. So let's go into getting this dial off. I'm not sure how the date mechanism works on this. This will be my first time digging into one of these. So let's find out what happens. I do have a few parts watches laying around if I have any pieces that I lose or screwed up. Okay. Well, the first problem is the dial won't come off. It's rather tightly held. Come on. Seems to me the dial feet are a little tight in their bores. They have the screws backed out all the way, and I'm just giving that a nudge. Wow, that is tight. And that screw is backed out. Okay. Who would have thought it would be this tough from the beginning? That It's being a mule. Okay. Wow. Boy, I hope this thing isn't glued on. Okay, we are stuck. We are stuck. Is this in the photo, in the shot? I don't know. Good Lord. I'm just giving that a wiggle. I don't want to break the dial foot off. It's the last thing I want to do. Good Lord. Sheesh. Yeah, it's taking all this time. This is crazy. Come on. Look at that one. That one's nice and loose. Ay, ay, ay. Looks like another 49-minute video. There we go. Did it break loose or did it break? Well, there's a... well, I shouldn't say it's a first. Ay, ay, ay. Okay. This is, look at that. All that time to remove a dial. The dial feet look okay, although they do have some paint overspray, so maybe that's what bound everything up. You can see some overspray on that. There's some gray paint, I guess it is. I don't know. I'm not going to worry about it because we are at least progressing after 5 minutes of removing a dial. Okay. Looks like we have a spacer ring here that is pinned. Yep, let's drop it. And it looks like it's fits like that because it's pinned right there on 180 degrees apart, and then your dial feet have there's access for your dial feet. So that just comes out, that just lays in there, houses everything. Okay, first thing, let's see what is... okay, let's get a shot of that other... let's get in tight. And if I make this video long, well, too bad. There it is. There's that arbor we got to get off of this shaft. I wonder if I can get a screwdriver under that. Maybe we should do that now, because we're, like I said, I don't know what I'm doing. Never done these before. Let's see about That's going to be a tough one. Alright, let's... we may not have a choice with this video, making it extremely long. Okay, maybe we can try this. Maybe somebody has a better idea and they can show later. Oh, did that just budge? I think it did. Oh boy. Maybe we can get a tweezer under it. Jeez, who would have thought that would have worked? I hope that was in the shot, but I think I did. I think I did nudge it just a bit. So that means it's broken free from the shaft. I got one of my good screwdrivers in here. That doesn't make me happy. There you go. Look at that. Look at that. Hey, showing that technique is worth the video. No, it's not. I'm just joking around. So there it is. We're going to have to press that back onto that chrono hand later, if it can be done. I'm surprised I even got it off. Well, so far, we've got nothing but trouble. Alright, let's look at this first before we get into it. We have a mechanism here that looks like it's going to change our date wheel. We have a spring-loaded mechanism. Let's get it in the shot, dummy. Spring-loaded mechanism here. Here's our date wheel changer. Can't do anything until we get that off. So, quit fiddle farting around and do something. I agree. As the Python boys would say, get on with it. I'm getting a couple of emails here and there, people thanking me for the work, for the videos, for advice, for sending parts out. I'm happy to help. I appreciate it. I'm going to be running out of movement soon, so if somebody has a movement they need done, let me know and I'll try to buy one, or you can send me yours. I have yet to tackle a 3017 Poljot in the Strela range. Alright, let's take that off and see what happens. As long as it's uneventful, I'm okay. There we go. That's out of the way. This should lift out. Okay. And it does. We have a spring right there. A live spring. I'm getting that out before it decides to take off. Pretty uneventful. I like uneventful. At least it's a new movement to work on, something different. Now this looks like a strange mechanism here. Looks like a solidly mounted gear right there, and this is powered through your hour hand coming along here and then rotates around that. It'll be interesting to see how that operates. Let's do this. Is there a gear on the bottom of that? There is. Is it in the shot? It is. Okay. Looks like that gear is going to rotate around that like a planetary gear. Interesting. Okay. Going back to my automatic transmission days. Look at that. That's a planet gear. Walking around the sun. Okay. If anybody knows anything about automatic transmissions, a lot of them are planetary gear sets. Okay, that's rather tight. 14 minutes in. Good Lord. That was rather tight. I didn't like that. But that's okay. We're going to go with it. So, let's put that back on. Pretty straightforward, uneventful so far, other than a few glitches. Here's that one chrono shaft, and here is the, looks like the minute ticker over there, and this one passes right through that keyless works plate. And these keyless works look rather dry. When I do operate the keyless works, they do feel a little crunchy. I can feel some crunching. Oh, come on. I can feel a little crunching going on. That means this thing has lubrication that just kind of dried up, or are we in the shot, or was minimal to begin with. I don't know. It does have a nice crunchiness to it. Some lubrication on that later should make it nice and slick and smooth. I'm thinking there's going to be another spring under this. And there is. Okay. I might have to make this in a few parts. I'm sure people won't mind. I'm sure there's people out there saying, it's about time you did a 3133. Forget that other crap. No, I'm just kidding. I just was trying to pick which one I wanted to do because they're all the ones they have. They just run so good. This thing on the chrono or the time grapher, it keeps outstanding time. It runs at like 330 degrees of amplitude. But that doesn't mean we can't take it apart. Okay, spring is unsprung. Basic keyless works here. Doesn't need much of a description. I don't know why this does not stay in the holder. I'm doing something wrong. Wouldn't be the first time. Won't be the last. Okay. Alright. Pretty straightforward stuff. Self-explanatory as far as what all of these parts are doing, at least for me. Stem. Okay. And let's come around and get a better shot of that. Yeah, so thanks for all the kind words and positive things I'm receiving. I'm a little hard on myself. I don't think these things are that good. This video series, I guess you could call it, that I'm doing. I'm like, yeah, that could be better, or that could be better, but I could also spend $1,000 on a self-focusing USB-powered microscope. Well, that ain't happening. I don't have that kind of dough. Alright, we're going to seat this all the way down in the case holder. Alright. Let's do this in parts, because we're already 17 minutes in. Let's go with the obvious. The balance. I already let this mainspring down, by the way, in case you're wondering. There is some movement of the balance right now, because there's you just nudge that winding stem and it'll put enough energy in there to get that swinging, which is a nice indication of the health of the movement. Okay, we're taking this balance jewel spring out on the Rodico. Where is it? There it is. Hey, Daisy, be a good girl. And I think my Rodico's really sticky because the sun's been heating up the house today, so it's a little warm. Hey, Trixie! Daisy, calm down. Two killers. Okay. Are we in the shot? We're in the shot. Jewel. Screw. Balance. Pallet bridge. Pallet fork. Let's put that there. This is pretty uneventful, straightforward stuff. No different than anything else we've worked on. I think the big issue is obviously the chrono portion of this movement. I'm having trouble picking that up. And subsequently there'll be some adjustments later, I'm sure. I don't move adjustments until I need to. If everything's Geez, I can't even get that back in there. If everything is working good before you take a movement apart, as far as the chrono, there's no reason to move any adjustments until you have to. It might be possible you put this back together and everything resets perfectly and works fine. No adjustment needed. So I don't touch adjustments. I will point those out to you. I did find the fourth adjuster. I said in that the 131.33 video I did on the click, there's 4 adjusters. I'll show you where the fourth one was. There might be more. I don't know. Geez, don't consider me an expert. I just like to tinker. All right, that's coming off nicely. Very nice to service. These movements are big. There we go. Some of that residual tension left in the spring winding down. Now, the one thing I noticed right away, and it's probably going to be a problem, but we're going to tackle that in the next video, and that is, I'm going to point it out. Okay, there we go. This is one of the chrono wheels coming off of this wheel, and it's attached to a shaft. There's a bridge, goes through a jewel, do another gear. I don't think I have the tools to separate that, and if I do separate it, you have to make sure it's going to be on the same plane elevation as this guy. If this can come out as one piece, it might be a way to, whoopsie. Yeah, here I am talking with no shot for anybody. If this can come out with this bridge all attached in one assembly, and we can put it together and clean it and get it lubricated, that might be a way to cheat this apart. But the way it looks, to get this bridge off, this gear has to come off. So I don't know. We're gonna worry about that when that time comes. As we say in the business, we'll blow that bridge up when we come to it. All right, we're going to do part 2 next.